Well, happy holiday weekend. It's Labor Day, everybody. It's day 36 of the MLB Pick Sprapp. We're here on a family day. It's a busy day in the house. But we've, of course, still have baseball games and now football. So I said the next video we were going to do is going to be about football. I've done the survivor profile, but we'll do that video after this because there are games starting like right now. So, I know I'm tired. All right, it is day 36. We've got matchups. Very quickly, how did we do yesterday? We did good yesterday. We won money yesterday. We won a unit or two, something like that. But what's really nice to see is that our picks above three, we were 2-1, up a unit. We're actually, what is that like? Up over a unit again. That's like 4-2 here. Um, it's pretty nice yesterday. Boston, of course, lost to the White Sox, but the Cubbies won. I stayed away from Cleveland, so no problem there. Overall bankroll, I think we're still down, obviously. Yeah, look at that. We're down almost 10 units. Wow, it's amazing. But paying attention to those things with bet scores above three is how we're looking at things now. So what I did do is I fixed up a ton of the issues related to the rosters. I had problems with trades. And I went through and I reformulated things and reformulated the trade we're going to have my kid and my mom, like everybody running around. So get used to that. The I was able to fix the roster up. So you see when there's two people here, this is somebody who is break. Brian Dozier was a person who was traded to the Dodgers throughout the year. So this is properly accounting for the cumulative stats that are in both teams or two or three teams. Like there's a guy in the Yankees here who was traded three times. Echevarria, I believe. Um, he's not in the rest of the lineup tonight, but he has been. So the point is we fixed this up, so this is calculating correctly. So we look at the matchups now. I mean, we had a better day yesterday. Things were looking. We picked off some nice ones yesterday, like Cincinnati. The Cubbies were good. So let's take a look today. If we set this at our standard adjustment bet factor profit threshold, which you can't see that right there, I noticed in the video yesterday. So this profit threshold all the way on the right, what this number is how a higher number here means that the only things that are going to show up as picks in the file are going to be really good. For example, if we put a profit threshold of 5, you'll see that there's literally no picks available. None of these picks had a bet score factor above 5. And I'm changing it to 3 because that's what our standard is. When we do 3, it kicks back 3 picks for the day. And if I want to provide this information for you, something that you can be confident is going to be winning the majority of the time, it's going to be these over 3 picks because that's, it looks like there's 4 picks actually available. But you see, we don't have, what's up, kiddo? We don't have lineups for these teams yet. So it's going to like the Cubs, it's going to like Cleveland, it's going to like the Dodgers and Arizona. Boy, Arizona let us down against the Dodgers last night again, didn't they? I didn't have them, but the file did. So let's talk about all the games, and let's go to. I've been finding a bet score of about 2 now that I'm fixing up the lineup factors. This profit threshold might be able to drop a little bit. So, all right, Boston and Atlanta. Wow, why did you like Atlanta? Tukey Toussaint, 1-0. We've got an ERA of 1.5. Boston hasn't been playing great, even though the projected score is coming up with Boston being ahead. It likes at plus 108 Atlanta. Win strength in favor of Atlanta. How interesting. You could do that. That's weird. So that's not one of our biggest picks, but it's up there. How interesting. Maybe Atlanta plus 1.5. Interesting. All right, so St. Louis and Washington. This game's here. It's a nice day. It's a warm day here. Scherzer's probably going to pitch well. St. Louis coming off a loss and travel from Cincinnati. I, I agree with pretty much everything here. It's a no bet because the Nationals are at minus 185, but they're probably going to win this game. Look at the terrible, terrible ROI history we have with the Nationals. Unreal. Only sample size 6, but we lose a lot of game with the Nats. So maybe, given that your St. Louis is plus 160, St. Louis plus 1.5, that's a good bet. I said that yesterday with St. Louis, but I do like them. You can see the bet score factor is lower with St. Louis. It wants you to take St. Louis more times than not in this game. Philadelphia and Miami. We'll zoom in a little bit for you. Likes Philadelphia because the Marlins are the Marlins. This game's in Florida. Low under, but it's a big stadium. Both these teams we have not liked. Philadelphia's down to negative 20% ROI for us for the year. Slight pick. I kind of like staying away. I can see why, I think we really should look at it like this. I'm sorry. Even though it's a boring way of looking at the file, a profit threshold of 3 is giving you accurate information of really what you should bet, what you should stay away from based on our history. We're profitable at this profit threshold, so why not use it? We'll just talk about every game anyway, though. So I do like Philadelphia a little bit, but you can see that really it's not good enough, especially at negative 149. That's probably why. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh sounds like a good football game. But it is a baseball game today, and it's going to be 4-14 and 12%. Cincinnati, Matt Havy's been playing better since he went from the Mets to Cincinnati. Pittsburgh, I don't like counting on them. At plus 122, I like Cincinnati here, even though the bet score is not great. I think I might take Cincinnati if I were to play that game. Detroit and the White Sox. White Sox have been playing pretty good ball. We have a plus with them. Lopez a losing record, but so's Fulmer. 8.5. I like Detroit. I like that line. Or, I'm sorry. I like the White Sox. I like the White Sox, and I like that line. Sure. Offensive bet score 2.8. Yep. I mean, it's not a big pick, but that's the team I like there. Cubs in Milwaukee. Cubbies again. Zach Davies losing record. Cole Hamels pitching good. No brainer, right? I'm surprised this is only negative 125. Milwaukee's been playing good. I think an over in this game, even though it's 5-3. I like the Cubs. Let's just go with that. Minnesota and Houston. Houston wins it last night. Huge favorite here. The line's just too ugly, which is why it pushes this game out of our range. You can see, because at a range of 2, it's in there, right? Yeah, of course. So it barely gets in there, but the line is not good. Keuchel, they're probably going to win, but you're not going to make much. And do you want to take a minus 1.5? Maybe. Maybe not. Not great. San Francisco, Colorado. I would think Colorado in this game. Barely at negative. So this is even at a bet score threshold of -2. Tough call. Bumgarner's a decent pitcher. Oh, really? Over and under of 10? Why? Oh, because it's in Colorado. Well, San Francisco's lineup factor is really depressed. I think that Colorado should win this game, and they should be under. Should be under 10, even in Colorado. You're always taking a risk there. I think San Francisco's team under is the good bet to make. Like if it's 4.5 or something, to bet under that is a good bet. I don't think San Francisco will get there. But I don't know. Watch that. We need lineups here. This depressed lineup factor. We need the red here means there's no lineup in yet. So let's hold off and talk about that later. Yankees at Oakland. Wow, Yankees in Oakland. First time I realized that's happening. That's going to be a fun game. Yankees and Oakland games, I can already tell you. See, there's a score of 6-4 projected right there. I can tell you bet the over no matter what they're going to put up. These two teams are going to have a lot of offense back and forth. 8.5, that is a great bet. Bet over there. That's my lock. That's my lock of the night. As long as the ball is carrying in Oakland, I think it is. I don't know how that stadium is actually, but Oakland's been scoring everywhere. I love it. I love over 8.5. Yes, they're going to get to 10 at least. Kansas City and Cleveland, and I probably like Oakland in that game, but anything can happen. Sabathia's going to come to play. This is a preliminary playoff matchup potentially. This is going to be a lot of fun. That's the game to watch today. Kansas City and Cleveland. You know that I hate Cleveland. Kiddo, what do I think about Cleveland? Kiddo! Somebody else is parenting right now. Kansas City and Cleveland. Cleveland likes Cleveland. I'm going to take Kansas City just to be a spoiler, just to be a Trumpist or something. I'm going to take Kansas City. Where's my Kansas City shirt? This guy's awesome. Whit Merrifield's. You never get to see the back of this shirt in the videos. That's a shirt I got at Kansas City Stadium. They're playing great since I bought this. I'm pretty sure they're over 500. They lost a few to St. Louis, and then they've been playing good. Junis is terrible though, so I think that Cleveland probably does win this game. But I'm either betting Kansas City or not playing that game just for the hell of it. Tampa Bay, Toronto. Doesn't really want anyone. Tampa Bay spoiled Cleveland last night. That's why I don't play them. There's no line on this game yet. Some pitcher, something's going on. So there's no lineup or no lines yet. We'll talk about that later. Angels in Texas. There's a pick 'em here. Springer 7, 10.5. What's up, kiddo? What do I think about Cleveland? Do you know what I think about Cleveland?
You think it's a very, very good one. It's a very good pick.
No, I hate Cleveland.
You hate it.
Hate them. They're terrible. Mets and Dodgers. I don't know what to do about LA, Texas. There isn't a lot of pitching information here. Both these teams, we have winning percentages in close game. I don't know. Stay away. And then Mets and Dodgers. It likes the Dodgers is one of our big picks today. Against DeGrom. Dodgers have really been fighting and pulling out some late wins. And I do think they can beat DeGrom. DeGrom is 8-8. What a great pitcher. Can you imagine having a 1.6 ERA and being 8-8? Losing a third of your games with a 1.6 ERA. I think that trend continues. I can see why they set the over-under at 7 here. You just want to take the Dodgers to win because they're probably going to find a way to pull out a close one late, just like they've been doing it to me in Arizona all week. San Diego and Arizona, speaking of Arizona, San Diego, are they back to their losing ways, San Diego? Yeah, Colorado beat them last night. Godley's going. Love this pick. That's why I can see why it's negative 250. See, this is a better negative 250 than your Cleveland negative 200, even though it's negative 2. It's also better than your Houston negative 250. You see the difference here? See why they make this a 7 pick? Keuchel's good, but he's only 10-10. Minnesota's not as good. And Minnesota and San Diego are equally bad. And Arizona's a little more reliable, wants to win now. This is a better 250 than Houston's 250 for some reason. I just feel like it is. Even though Arizona's coming off 2 losses, or 2 or 3 losses, right? Baltimore and Seattle, it's like a pick 'em. Why? Is Seattle that bad? No, negative 210. This is weird. This is saying take Baltimore. Even though they're going to lose 6-4. I guess just go to the Rodgers, new pitcher. Yeah, man, we're almost done. Do you want to do the football video? You want to do a football video later? We need to do football. Does anybody want to see the football video? We could open it up. Should we open it up? No. We'll do it in the next video, guys. All right, we're out for now. I'll be updating some lineups and posting this for some reason. Yeah, thank you. Play us out, Chief. No, go ahead. Keep going. We're showing yesterday's stats. I like getting played out with music. Pretty good, man. Get that run. It's interesting to see a lot of the teams that we're winning with. Spend some time with this. It's time to go to football there, guys. You can see I'll just do this forever. I'm glad I spent time to fix up the roster problem, though. That really helps. Oakland is our number one. Basically, I'll finish this off. We're just going long just because I don't care. We're winning with Oakland, so that's why I kind of want to pick. It's telling you to go against St. Louis today, though. Atlanta's the pick today, right? White Sox. We talked about Kansas City possibly upsetting Cleveland, which I would love. And yeah, we liked Colorado over somebody, didn't we? Yeah, we liked them over San Francisco there. Anyway, a lot of good stuff going on. We're off for now. May your picks be winning.